show is for the everyday plus size woman. You know her, the curvy, the endowed, the thick, the fat, the orobo, the curvaceous, the plus size. This is for the everyday plus size woman. We are going to be talking about all the challenges and chronicles and good things that we go through. We're going to be hitting topics on life, love, esteem, sex, career, travel, everything and all the in-betweens. Trust me when I say that we are going to have a blast together.
1, go. Flies, huh? You love it when you're around. You tell us to pull up, cause you know we shut it down. Flies, huh? You love it when you're around. You tell us to pull up, cause you know we shut it down. Flies, huh? You love it when you're around.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the premiere episode of the Curvy Chic Chronicles. I am so happy and excited to be sharing this with you guys. This has been an idea that has been on my heart for probably a little over 2 years, and I am finally conquering that fear and bringing this to you. I am your host, Nicole, and I am the CEO of La Joie Empire. In studio with me today is a very special somebody. She is a TikTok superstar, a content creator, a brand influencer till bad, and the very curvaceous Tilda Harris. Hi Tilda.
Hi, Nicole.
How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. You look really beautiful today.
Thank you. And you look amazing yourself.
Thank you. So, let's get right into it. But before we get into the chit chats, the big elephant in the room. What does body confidence mean to you?
Wow. It's everything to me. I always tell my followers on my social media platforms and even my friends that are plus size that the best or the most expensive perfume to have on is confidence. Okay, so living in a world where we as plus size women get pointed out or picked out at every point, like what we wear, what we do, how we sit, how we move, it is really, really important to have confidence. That is the key thing being a plus size.
Would you say that you've always been a confident person? Like growing up, were you confident?
No. Sadly, no. I wasn't, and I had always been picked on. I can't even remember when. I had always been big, so it has always been an issue for me when you're walking by the roadside and someone is calling you Orobo in Nigeria.
My size.
Yes, my size. You get, and going to the market, and it's really difficult to get your size, literally on anything, be it your dresses, your underwear, everything is really difficult. So yeah, I wasn't really confident because I had sisters that were on the skinny side, and it's more of like I don't get to wear their things, but they can't wear my things. Like, I really lacked confidence, and it made me become an introvert because I wasn't really, going out or trying to mingle or meet with people because of my size. So,
Confidence.
yeah.
Would you say that your parents influenced your confidence in any way?
My dad, I think. My dad.
Oh, really? How?
Yeah, it's really huge when you hear your beautiful from your parents.
Yes.
Okay. And with me, I really didn't grow up with my mom. So yeah, my dad was constantly in my life. And hearing him say that to me was a big booster for me. So yeah, I think my dad influenced my confidence positively.
For me, it's more so an in-betweener. Because there's certain things that I grew up with both of my parents, but there's some certain things, planning for the show that when I thought about it, I was like, oh, there's some things that, my mom built confidence in me about. And then there's some things where it was just like if it came to things more so along the lines of like creative, expressing yourself, like this podcast, for example, my dad is all over things like this. He's more than excited about the creative things, and my mom is more like, But But when it comes to maybe like business or academics, she's much more like whatever you want to do, like, you know, she gives you that backing. So I feel like people a lot of the times, especially parents, don't really know how much influence they have over things like this.
They don't.
Like even from a small age, how you build your kids. Do you feel like society negatively affects confidence, or do you think it positively affects confidence?
100%. An in-betweener for me. Probably it just depends, right? I before I started content creating, I didn't have confidence at all. Like literally did not have. I had zero confidence because leaving the house, you get called out. Like I and my sister might be going out somewhere, and I would be the one to be noticed, like horrible. And my sister is by the side, and no one is saying, "Oh, legba." But when it comes to me, it's more like, "Oh, see that horrible. Oh, see my size. See my wife." You suddenly become everybody's size or everybody's wife. So yeah. But once I started content creating, it became like a global thing. It wasn't just me restricted to my immediate environment. It was more of, you know, putting yourself out there and seeing people comment, and you know, having a lot of positive comments and compliments coming from people, and you know, it really boosted my confidence. And that's the reason why I said it's an in-betweener for me, because my immediate environment did not do that. But once it became global, I got a lot of support from people, not just abroad, but in Nigeria also. So I say it's an in-betweener because my immediate environment didn't really do that for me. But at large, when I put myself out there, I got the support I needed. So.
I think it's interesting that society, African society in general, has come a very long way, because to some extent, when we were growing up, plus size women were more so the in thing. Like if you married a wife and she was skinny, it's like, oh, she's suffering, she's this, she's that.
That's true.
But if you married a wife and she was plumpy, it's like, yes, evidence of good living. Like,
exactly.
You know, they liked their women around. I have a friend that says like he loves plus size women because like when a plus size woman enters the bed, you go no say something enter. So we've come a long way from that kind of being the norm, and I think with US and Western culture more so being into skinny women, to now Nigerians are getting more into, you know, fit fam and skinny women. And then it seems like the Western culture, the US especially, they're now embracing, you know, fuller size, BBLs, chubby women, plus size women, BBWs, SBBWs or whatever. I find it very interesting that we've switched that way, and especially it's noticeable in online presence, because as a plus size woman and a content creator, you know, there's the fine line between, you know, the oh my gosh, you're inspiring me, I love you so much, and the what's wrong with this one? What's the dream? See how she be, what's this? How do you navigate those kind of comments? Do you ignore the negative comments, or like do you give them, you know, for every bass there's a boost?
Most people, and most times you see comments like that, you know they're just clout chasing. I don't give them the time of day, right? And for some, it's more like ignorance. So I need to educate you and let you know that I'm plus size, but I'm healthy. And looking at plus size women, you know, of all sizes, most people try their very best to lose weight. It's not just them. Most times, a lot of people have like really high metabolism where you gain really fast and it's really slow trying to lose weight. I am one of those, you know, type of people. I gain really fast. I used to tell my sister that just thinking of food, I add a pound or two, right? So for most people, or for most comments, it's you just see that they are ignorant of the fact, right? And I put them through and I educate them.
Like you said, there are different factors. I try to educate people as well. There are so many different factors that come in when it comes to the whole weight thing. It's not every plus size person out there that's just like sitting at home like work.
Exactly.
There's so many things, there's medications, there's metabolism.
Yeah.
We can't even begin to talk about hormone issues because we will be here until next year. So many undiagnosed, unresearched hormone issues that affect women that cause different things. And my main thing is always, there's nothing wrong with if you want to lose weight. If you feel you want to lose weight, there's still nothing wrong with that. What I mostly advocate for, and what I hope this show is going to teach people, is even if you've decided, I want to lose weight, I want to be on that journey, you can love yourself while on that journey.
Exactly.
You don't have to hate yourself. You know, you don't look in the mirror, you just wear frumpy things. You can decide to love yourself while on that journey. You don't have to just kind of, woe it's me kind of energy because maybe you're scared of what people online will say, how they will think, or things like that. Loving yourself is one of the most important things when you really get to see yourself or start to see yourself the way God sees you. Because I mean, even in the Bible it says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So if you remember those things, you will know that, okay, if I'm plus size, if I've decided like, okay, I've looked in the mirror, I don't like what I see, I can work on that. But while working on that, it doesn't mean that I should hate myself. And that brings me to the next thing, like, how would you say you build confidence? But while you're telling us that, I'm going to make us a very special cocktail that I've come up with. Okay. It's called the C3 Star Rattler. For those watching on YouTube, you'll see. For the podcast people, you won't see, but it's a citrus Star Rattler. And this is, I don't know, very refreshing. I made it the other day and I was just like, chopping. And what I love about this is the color. So, how do you build confidence?
The first thing is loving yourself. You have to love yourself.
Unconditionally.
Unconditionally. It's for me, it was the starting point. It was the eye opener for me. You know, because I grew up hearing you're too big for your age, right? You're gonna look old while your mates are looking like really young. So I did not love myself for a long time.
Wow.
I didn't. The moment I started loving myself, when I tell you there was this glow, it was like I'm flipping beautiful.
That like unfuckwittable glow.
Like I'm beautiful. So I think for me it was the starting point, loving yourself. And while some people say it's really hard loving myself because, you know, I don't like what I see in the mirror, you have to make what you see in the mirror look beautiful for yourself. Else you won't look beautiful to someone else. Like, you're projecting. The way you carry yourself, there's this aura around you that's just beautiful, and people just know you love yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Most times when my sisters say you look beautiful, I say, I know. I mean, I'm aware that I look in the mirror. Step 1 to like step 4 or 5. Just learn to love yourself over and over and over and over again. You'll know when you get to that point. Yeah. You'll know. Yeah. You tend to look better, right? You tend to dress better, and now you're not dressing for someone else, you're dressing for yourself.
Growth journey is that it's not a destination. A lot of people look at self-love and confidence like it's a destination. It's not a destination, it's a journey, because you will have days when you feel good. You'll have days when people's negativity and things kind of start to get to you, or that also suffer from body dysmorphia. I always advise people that if that's something you struggle with, start from the inwards. If you don't see anything in the mirror that you love, start from the inwards. I love how I smile. I love how kind I am. You know, when you start things from the inward, you build up that inner beauty.
Yeah.
It's easier to get to the outward, and it's easier for the outward to shine.
Exactly.
You find things that you start to, okay, well, I love how comfortable I make people around me. I love how there's a light about me. I love how I'm always there for my friends. And build like that and continue like that, because everybody battles with confidence, whether they want to accept it or not. Everybody, it's a constant thing. If it wasn't a serious issue, there wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar, plastic surgery industry.
True.
Obviously there is, because that's something that people have this, idea of societal perfection in their mind. How do you navigate stuff like dating?
I think with the thing called preference, it's kind of make things easier. Okay, I only date or used to date guys that were into plus size girls.
Okay.
So I don't want the stress.
Know your target audience. It's very important.
Yeah, I don't want the stress of, oh babe, you need to hit the gym. Are you eating by this time? Look at your tummy.
Set boundaries.
Every single guy I have dated since, I've known myself, they are sleeping in love with size women. So I've never had an issue with losing weight for the person I love. If you stress me, I just move on.
You have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Tell people, women, ladies, my plus size beauties, you guys have to set boundaries. Even if you've built your self-confidence up, you've built up your belief in self and all those things, everybody has what is like a trigger for them.
Yeah.
And for a lot of us, it's that underlying fear of sometimes not being good enough or not being what somebody wants or what they need. You need to have that boundary up. If you know there are things that you cannot accept, do not put up with it.
Exactly.
Look for your target audience. I tell people, there are men that are ready to die over plus size women.
Exactly.
There are men that, this one, I have a tummy, I have a... Oh my, there are men that they will use your tummy as pillow while watching football. Oh, ha. Don't dull my sister. There are men that, you're like, I have flabby arms, I have stretch marks. There are men that think that those stretch marks are like tiger prints.
Exactly.
And they love it and they're ready to die over it.
Sure.
So it's very important to date where your target audience is. Go where you are celebrated, not where you are
tolerated.
And tolerated too. Because a lot of women are like, I can't find a man. I can't. Well, where are you looking? It's not saying that you should settle for less. You can still be within your spec and still find somebody who likes plus size women.
Yeah.
Because the same way we are able to say, women, you can be like, I don't date short men. Believe it or not, men too can say, I don't date short women. And that's perfectly fine. They're not your target audience.
Yeah.
Look for your target audience.
Exactly.
Everybody's allowed to have a preference. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. No, it just means that you're not for that person. Very important. We want to get into some curvy chronicles. Tell us a time where you really had to work to build your confidence up, like a situation or something.
When I started content creating, it was tough. It's the first video I made. I cried my eyes out because all the comments were so negative. I think I can remember another instance though. It was early this year. So I made a video on TikTok. I posted on TikTok, and there was this guy that came in to my comment section and he called me a cow. Now, while my followers dealt mercilessly with him,
Shout out to the online family.
I swear, I don't know what I did to deserve those people, right? So they went to his page. Every single video on his page had cow. Like, they did that and they were reporting the page until they shut down the page. TikTok actually took down his page.
Wow.
Even after everything, like when I sat down to reflect after the whole thing, because I was all hype, I was like, yeah, I have fans, they're going to come after you. But when I sat down, I cried, because how do you call a human that word? It's unfair. No matter how strong you are, no matter how confident you are, there are things that just get to you. So I think that was the point for me. It was a low blow for me. Yeah, I get comments like you need to lose weight, you need to eat less, but calling me a cow like an animal, it was It was a little
Very derogatory.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of people online need to really learn kindness.
Exactly.
You know, when people do things like that, I really look at it like, what is going on in this person's personal life? That you really had to like put on your online gangster pants.
Yeah, like who made you sad?
Come to somebody, a stranger's page.
Yeah.
You don't know the person. They never ever meet the person, and you just come and you start spewing things like that. Well, the person is just teasing and things like that. There has to be a fine line drawn. Like, when are you teasing and like when are you being cruel? So you don't know what battles people are battling behind the scenes.
Yes.
Some people have some real life shit going on, some serious issues going on that they're battling, and you really never know when your comment literally is like that, you know, that nail in the coffin. Like, it's like, okay, well, this is it. So even with my brand, I try as much as possible to filter comments and things like that. When people leave comments, I'll usually report the comment, report the page, block the person, because I'm trying to advocate for, you know, plus size women to be more, you know, dressing sexy, being more expressive. Like, oh, I don't wear shorts. I want to see you, you know, in booty shorts, your ass out. You don't wear two-piece. I want to see your tummy out, everything.
Take my ass on a yacht.
In Dubai. In a phone. So I try to filter comments like that because someone might see a comment like that and it'll just be like stuck in their head. And then there's some times where, you know, for every bass there's a boss. Like the times when people have left some really rotten comments and I've been like, you know what, professionalism aside, like, I'm gonna drag you for filth. Because like, you're not gonna play with my plus size baddies like that. Would you say that you're more of a very confident, lights on, like leave all the lights on kind of chick, or are you like I want to keep my top on?
Like you clearly said, we have our high days and our low days.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are times when you're feeling all sexy and shit, so
it happens.
You just do your thing. And there are other times where you're like, oh no, I don't feel like that today. So can we just keep the lights out today? So for me, it's like that. I can be confident in the bedroom. I'm usually confident in the bedroom. But there are no days for me also when I don't feel like myself.
Yeah.
So
Mother Nature would do that.
Yes.
Yeah. How would you advise like plus size women trying to build confidence in the bedroom? Like, what would be your go-to advice? Because there are a lot of women that struggle. And like that hurts my heart so much. We'll get into that like further on in the season, but it's a very valid situation where like you meet women, they don't want to take off their top, they're like, my tummy, they don't want to, you know, do anything with the lights on, or when there's even any sign of lights outside, they don't want to do anything if it's not underneath the covers. They just kind of want to be sheltered. And I always find it interesting because I'm like, this person knew that you were fat when they came to you, when they approached you. They know what you look like. They know you have a tummy. They know that, okay, this person is plus size. They know. They saw you. So I don't understand the hiding. So how would you encourage women to kind of navigate that?
Start with something comfortable. Start with what makes you comfortable. And then begin to stretch, push your boundaries a little. But the most important thing in the bedroom is being comfortable.
And having fun.
And having fun. You are not, if your confidence hasn't gotten to the level of, you know, sexy lingeries and everything, just do your boo. If your confidence is in oversized shirts, do that for now. But with time, start to push yourself a little. Experiment. We call it experimentations.
You'd be very surprised at his response.
Yeah.
You'd be very surprised when you step out of your box of comfort. I think a lot of the time that really is an advice for all-around confidence. Sometimes you have to step out of your comfort area.
Yeah.
It's more of like a kind of like a fake it till you make it sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes you just like gotta walk like you're confident, act like you're confident, trust like you're confident, speak like you're confident. And somewhere along the line, you'll actually be shocked to find out that you're no longer pretending.
Yeah.
Everybody has something that if they could, they would change about themselves. So it's not like some people just have it, some people don't.
Yeah.
Some people just fake it better than some people do. Sure. That's just that. So if you could change something about yourself hypothetically, what would you change?
Changing the fact that there was once a time that I felt like I wasn't enough. I wasn't good enough. I didn't do good enough. Right. Because it messed me up. Even up until this day, there are low times for me where it just crawls back in and I'm like, maybe I'm not enough. I'm not deserving of where I am. I'm not doing enough. So yeah, I think if there's anything I want to change is that mentality, that mindset that I'm not enough.
Yeah, there are definitely low days and high days. There are days when I have those days as well, where you're just kind of like, it's almost like you look in the mirror and you see everybody else's words about you. And those are very tricky periods because somehow you have to stay afloat.
Girl.
It can be a couple of days, and I know there are people listening that have that battle where you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, the devil really like needs me today.
Over time.
You see every single flaw that people have told you.
Yes.
And then there are days where you're like, what are people talking
What
about?
are you
like,
saying?
I'm perfect.
You know?
I haven't really figured out how to work through those days.
Yeah.
Just kind of trying to stay afloat. Because it's a journey. I can't say, I wish I could say read your Bible or read this and it'll help you feel better or even go on a date or something. But you really just have to ride the waves when that happens. And okay, affirmations work. The Bible has some pretty nice kind of affirmations. Psalm 139, I love that when I'm feeling low. It's like wow, God knit me together and like I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Like sometimes you just, all you can do is just repeat things to yourself and you're like, till you remember who the fuck you are. And just ride that wave. What advice would you give to a lady that is currently battling with confidence issues?
And I just tell them the way I started, which is self-love.
Yeah.
I cannot overemphasize that. It was everything for me. It was the starting point of my confidence. Like I felt like shit before that. Like I tell you the honest truth, I was absorbing every single thing everyone had ever told me negatively about myself, about my body. And people feel like they have a right to your body to tell you, oh, you're getting too big, or watch yourself. You know they're wrong. You know they gym. Do you get? So I think I tell them, I say this over and over again. Just learn to love yourself. It's a journey. Just start. Just start it. I don't know how to start. I don't know how. Like you said, just the little things. Just the little things. My smile, the way I laugh, the way I talk, the way I'm sociable.
Yeah.
So I would say that just self-love. Just begin the journey of loving yourself, and it will all fall into place. It is not an easy journey, but it's very, very worth it. So yeah.
There are definitely days that it's easier and there are days that it's harder. It's really hard, I think, to pinpoint or say when to start the journey or how to start the journey. I feel like as you were speaking, what just kept on coming to me was like, I feel like you have to get to a place of it's enough, or like, I don't know, is it a place of brokenness? I want to say it's a place of brokenness where
Like
you're
you've
just
had
like,
enough.
yes, kind of like the
You've been
height.
pushed to the wall. There's nowhere else to go.
You're like,
Pushing back.
I'm sick of everybody's kind of, you know, comments in this, because a lot of people, and family is also very guilty of this. Though they don't mean any harm, sometimes you find that they make comments and things, and of course, because these are the people that you love and these are the people that love you, your mind interprets it as, surely they must be telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Surely what they're saying has to be right, and you really have to get to, like, I feel like sometimes to start this self-confidence journey, you might have to hit rock bottom and just kind of be like, all right, I have nowhere else to go but up. So you have to kind of start building yourself, because I think I experienced something similar, and I got to a place where, you know, and when you look back, you're like, I wasn't even that big. Like, if I had that big or now,
honestly,
hey, like, see shape.
Honestly, I thought I was the only one. Looking back at my older pictures,
She's
I'm like,
hot.
what were they saying?
She's hot. Also goes to show like how people's words and how negativity has a way of just kind of spinning in your mind and making you kind of see what's not really there. Because like you look back, you're like, I was a bad bitch. And at that point in time, you were like, oh my gosh, I'm such a slump. I had to get to a place where like, I think I've told maybe a few people this before. I had to get to a place where like, I was like, literally like, okay, diet pill. At one point in time, I was literally like, contemplating like, okay, let me just take everything. And I literally had to hit that rock bottom to kind of want to just end everything. And it was like, I think maybe I was like 17 or 16. And I had to then like start building myself back up and start setting boundaries with even family members. Like my family members know me. You can't talk to me crazy about weight because like I will check you immediately. Get to a place where you filter what people are able to say to you, because you realize that, you know, even if they don't mean any harm, those words kind of just linger in your mind. And when you're having a low day, those words just come back. And it's like, oh, you thought I was gone?
Yeah.
Like, remember when this person said, remember when this person said, and it just kind of echoes.
Yeah.
So I'm very big on boundaries. And I think it's like when sometimes you have to hit rock bottom. Then you're like, I have to build myself. And you build yourself up. And you literally get up there and you don't allow anybody to bring you down. Even if it's somebody you're dating. Like you said, let it not be, oh, are you eating that? Are you doing this? Because there are men like that. Babe, what you going to do?
Are you going to finish that?
What's your target audience? Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Not like the person is going to be like, oh, let's just be on full blob duty.
Yeah.
But you know, it's very important to be surrounded by people who make you feel comfortable, appreciate you, celebrate you, and make you feel at home with. It's very important. So I really hope that everybody listening has like learned one or two things. If you could advise your 12-year-old self, what would you say to her?
You are not fat. So that's what I'm going to tell my 12-year-old self.
Yeah. Don't listen to, not necessarily don't listen to people, because we're not raising, you know, like kids who don't listen, but I think the message is you are enough.
Yes.
You're enough, you're all that, you're more than enough.
Exactly.
We're going to get to our fun game that we call Curvy Chick Corner. So you're going to pick out 3 questions, and you have to answer them. So, okay, 3. That's 1. 2.
That was a big one.
I hope that was a big one. Are you single, dating, it's complicated, or married? It's such an easy one.
Easy peasy, I'm engaged.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys, we've got a wedding. How many people can someone sleep with before you secretly judge them for their number?
I don't judge people by their body count. I don't think it's important. Because men do that a lot.
I find it weird when people ask. Like,
yeah,
asked
what's
me
your
that
body
question
count?
this
It's like,
year. Like, randomly. And I was like, why would you ask a woman that question? Like, does that seem like an okay question to ask? Like,
Exactly.
okay, what's the most important lesson you've learned this year? You picked good ones.
Put God first.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope you had an amazing time.
I did.
We look forward to your wedding. We look forward to watching more very hot and spicy videos. You guys, she's on TikTok, she's on Instagram.
Yeah.
At Tilda Harris, right?
Yes, Tilda Harris.
Yes, please follow her. Please watch her. Her figure is like, guys, so follow us on social media, Curvy Chic Chronicles. We can't wait to meet with you, connect with you. On behalf of La Joie Signatures, we have this gift for you.
Thank you so much.
So be sure to tag us.
Definitely.
When you rock your piece. We're going to have lots of competitions during the season for you guys listening and watching to win some outfits from La Joie Fashions as well. So make sure you tune in. You don't know what episode we're going to give you the keyword in. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the first episode of the Curvy Chic Chronicles. I'm so excited to connect with you guys and to speak to you and see you guys, or for you guys to see me. Till then, stay blessed. And remember, you are wonderfully and creatively made, not just fearfully. Bye. The curvaceous, the plumpy, the oro, I can't. Oh my God. That one took me. So what? Sorry.
Okay, for the everyday curvy.
Okay, start from further every day. Let me do this because I feel like I wrote down like some words. I was trying to think about words, but you in my mind.